not you guys. What I don't agree with is the fact that if something was to happen to one of you and you're in Texas, luckily you don't have any siblings.
No, I don't.
I don't know about any aunts or uncles or cousins that
might
want to come in.
I have half siblings, unfortunately. I don't even talk to, but
I
don't. Yeah.
They could still, if you had, from what I understand, you have a good job, you have a decent income, and even if you have it in your will, I've heard that in a lot of states that it's still, they can fight it because they're blood relatives and you're not legally married. I don't go for that.
I don't either. And you're right. It is possible. There's ways around it, but they're very, very, nothing is completely 100% airtight. So unless you're married.
Right.
So that's exactly right. That's why one reason we want to be able to get married. That reminds me of, do you know who Sherman Hemsley was? He was on the Jeffersons. He was George Jefferson. He died last year, and he lived in Texas in El Paso. Anyway, he died. He left his entire estate to the woman he was living with. Okay, but they were not married, and he didn't have that much, but he left it all to her. Anyway, so when he died, his body was not put to rest for over 3 months, while this man who claimed to be his half cousin or brother or something, half brother, said he had the claim to his estate because he was the closest blood relative. And so the guy turned out not to be his brother. Or no, he did turn out to be his brother. Yes, he did. But ultimately his attorney for his estate fought it off. But that's the kind of shit that would have to happen with me and Michael if one of us died. I mean, we wouldn't have to because I know his family wouldn't do that anyway, but my family wouldn't either necessarily. My mom's family wouldn't. My dad's family, though, sure as hell might. So try to come after any money I would leave him or anything. And just because we're not able to get married, and so that's what we're trying to say is that gay people just want to be able to get married and protect ourselves. And those of us, not me, but those of us who have kids want to be able to protect our children as well and pass along our assets and our whatever to them. So, and also the hospital and things like that. So
that's another thing. When you were talking a while ago about if you couldn't have kids, then what if it was a law you couldn't get married or something like that?
Yes.
Believe it or not, I have a first cousin that felt that way.
Yeah.
Until he ended up marrying a woman 7 years older than him that had to have had a hysterectomy when she was younger.
Exactly. So, yes.
Hypocritical.
Yes, very. That's what I'm saying. That's why you shouldn't judge people in the first place. If you don't judge people in the first place or what they do or don't do, then you don't get in a situation where you become a hypocrite in the end. Because you know what I mean? If like, for example, your cousin would have just never said that or thought that and been open-minded about people, then he would never have been in the situation to do like that. Just like the senator, if he'd always been open-minded about gay people and other people, he never would have been in a position to look like an idiot and being a hypocrite because he's,
just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, if you don't believe in it, that's the other thing, and that's the other thing I want to make too, is that if you don't like gay people or if you don't believe in gay rights or whatever the case is, for whatever reason it is, I don't care if it's religious-based or whatever reason it is, that's fine. I don't care. But because, it has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with those two people in that relationship. It's only when people stick their fucking nose in other people's business, which is what people are doing when they're trying to prevent gay people from having equal rights under the federal law, under gay marriage, that it becomes an issue. So as long as you stay out of my business, I will stay out of yours. That's what I was trying to say. It's just like me turning around saying, starting a law or a constitutional amendment that says once you get married, you can never marry a redhead, or you can never marry someone who's got brown eyes or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just as stupid. It's just as stupid and ludicrous as that, because my opinion has nothing to do with somebody else's marriage, and neither does anyone else's on mine. So it's so fucking stupid. That's what I can't get past, is how stupid it is. It's just stupid. It's just dumb.
That's like I heard on one of these, it was that game show called Baggage.
I haven't seen it.
You ever watched it? Huh?
No,
Like, say a woman was there and there was 3 different men and they each had secrets, and they'd tell a secret and she'd get to choose which one that she didn't like,
Mm-hmm.
Then it left to then they had this other thing, and then it left one, and then he had this one main secret about himself, and it showed 3 different ones,
Mm-hmm.
and she got to choose if she really if those 3, if it could have been any one of those 3, if she'd still go out with him.
Right.
Well, one of his secrets was, if you gain a pound, we're gone. You're gone.
Oh my God! And that was real?
That was real.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
He would have left me before he got with me.
No shit. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. It's just as ridiculous as this. So, I know. But people, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I just know that's so stupid.
Yeah, it is so stupid. And another stupid argument people make, against gay marriage is people will say, like, if gay people really want to get married, all they have to do is become straight and marry someone of the opposite sex, or they can marry a straight person, or they always say, oh, you already have the right to get married. You can marry a woman or a man if you're a lesbian. Well, yeah, I can go marry a woman, but what the fuck would I want to marry a woman for? I'm fucking gay. Hello. So I mean, it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, and then just because if you'd marry her and she'd say, well, let's just, for the benefit of the doubt, say I was, and you and I got married. Mm-hmm. You knew I was gay, and I knew you were gay. You had your man, I had my woman.
Right.
But whenever we got married, I was a little jealous of you because you had way more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
You kicked that bucket, even though I agreed that your lover could have that stuff. It was it's entitled to me.
Uh-huh. Exactly. That's an issue. That would be an issue. So that would
right.
be an issue, And you're absolutely right. That's another reason why it doesn't work. And it also, the difference is, no, gay people do not have the same right, because heterosexuals have the right to marry the person that they love. Gay people do not. I mean, that's not true that you can't get married in the United States. When I say you can't get married, what I mean is you can't get federal recognition of all the rights that come along with marriage as come with a heterosexual marriage. I mean, yes, I am married. I'm married to Michael. We're married in Connecticut. So under the laws of the state of Connecticut, yes, we are married in every way. But when it comes to anything else, federally, IRS taxes or estate taxes or inheritance or medical stuff, any of that stuff. Yes.
Any of that.
Social Security, when he gets older, if I get older, whatever, none of that stuff applies until we can be recognized by the federal government. And that is all gay people want. And you have to be a fucking asshole to say, no, gay people can't get married because I don't believe in it. Well, don't fucking marry a gay person then. I mean, it's fucking simple. If you don't believe in gay marriage, then don't marry a gay person. I keep saying that. I know it's simplistic, but I mean, really, that's it.
Like you say, you couldn't get this or you couldn't get that if you were married, or even if because you're gay, say like the Social Security and all that, but they can sure as hell use it against you.
Oh,
to keep
absolutely.
you from getting something.
Absolutely.
You couldn't get food stamps for 2 people. You couldn't even get them for 1, really, because another person would be living in your home.
Yeah, and they have to count that income, I would think, or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And even beyond that, I think that what pisses me off even more is that we pay the same amount of taxes that everybody else pays. We pay the same property taxes, income tax, everything, yet we do not have the same rights. So I don't see how it's fair at all for a certain class of people to be equally invested financially, for example, in this country's system and not get the same benefits that everybody else gets. That is wrong. And that is what the Supreme Court is asking the question, are we a separate class or are we not a class? And yes, we are a separate class, just like black people are a separate class or white people or Hispanics or whatever. They're all protected classes under the law, and because they are a group that has one particular need and have to be protected by the law for whatever reason. So, yes, we are a class, and we deserve equality. And so, I mean, the fact that it's 2013 and we're still talking about this fucking nonsense is so ridiculous. it doesn't make any sense logically to deny gay people the right. And if I were straight, I would be the same. I mean, I know I'm gay, and so obviously I'm biased, and I want the same rights everybody else has. But even if I were heterosexual, I mean, I'm just a liberal-minded individual. If I were heterosexual, I still feel the same way. I feel like women should have the right to choose on their abortion. I feel like, Native Americans got the short end of the stick. I mean, I feel a lot of shit about people that doesn't have anything to do with me personally, because I believe in equality. So why can't people just believe in equality for equality's sake instead of having to continually say or put their own fucking
well, not only that,
biases in it.
Another thing, and I've had all this, I've thought this all the time, and I've probably talked about it too. The government is so hypocritical in another whole different thing. That, what was her name, that one that got the prayer taken out of school or whatever, that, was it Margaret something?
Oh, yeah.
The atheist.
Yeah, in the 70s or 80s or whatever?
Yeah.
The 80s, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Okay, the thing about that is it was hurting her rights to have prayer in school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is it not hurting our rights to take it away?
This is what I think about that. I think that she was wrong to make it so, or try to make it so that you could not have prayer in school. I mean, you should be able to opt out of it, is what I think. So
right.
you can, if you don't want to pray.
It's just like if you're sitting down for dinner and you don't want to drink the coffee, don't drink it. But don't make it illegal to have it at the table. Just say no, thank you.
Right.
And
I agree.
If you're at school or at any place, at a football game, and they do the Pledge of Allegiance,
you don't have to say the last part.
Anything.
Yes.
Do like some people do. Just put earplugs in and sing Yankee Doodle Dandy to yourself.
Right.
And let us do it. Otherwise, you're getting all the rights to do everything, and we're the ones kicked out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. But I also know when it comes to that particular issue is that in this country we have separation of church and state, and that is why that question becomes a question at all, because they say, well, if we have prayer in school, then that means that we're allowing a merge or whatever of church and state, because the religion aspect and then this public school aspect.
Well, I was just using that because that's what got it started. What about the fact that you're not even supposed to say Merry Christmas because it has Christ in it?
Well, that's a personal choice. That's a personal choice. Nobody's making you not say Merry Christmas. I mean, you know what I mean?
No, but but people are bitching about it being said like on TV.
Right, yeah.
And, or signs up on stores. And people having to take down the nativity scene.
Who did that?
I've heard of a lot of places around that they've had to take nativity scenes down because it was offensive.
Was it a public place, like a government building or something?
No, it wasn't so much public as in a government place. It was like your stores. It was a place
that's ridiculous.
Like
you can't make a store.
A community center.
Yeah.
And here one time in Oak Hill, somebody went and stole the baby Jesus. So now the areas around here cannot put the nativity scene out until Christmas Eve night.
Wow. Well, I think the thing is about that is that I think that, first of all, I can't imagine why, for example, a retail store or anything like that would be forced to do anything. They're a private institution.
Because
they
they're
do
afraid they're going to lose
pressure.
They're afraid they're going to lose their
sales.
Customers.
Right, I understand that, but I'm saying that they don't have to do that. I'm saying that they make the choice themselves to do that. That's on them. But when it comes to a government property, like for example, here in Texas, for example, there is a judge who has the Ten Commandments posted behind his bench on the wall, and there was a whole case about it, and they were saying that you can't have the Ten Commandments on the wall behind you in